Another person set up for a big run and has been for a while is the War Dog Wardlow. And man, with this card being so stacked and Wardlow earning his spot at AEW Revolution, the ladder match for a title, and then title shot at the TNT Championship, and then Scorpio Sky beating Sammy Guevara last week. A lot was happening, and give props where props are due. Like Scorpio Sky has been undefeated in over a year. I think the guy, his character work as of late has been really spot on. I'm really wanting.
I'd love to have a back and forth with you about Scorpio because he's not clicking for me. And there it is. All right, now it works.
Yeah. How he ends all his promos.
I'm such a huge Wardlow mark.
Yes.
I was just ready for Wardlow to just make quick work of Scorpio Sky.
He almost did too. He almost did.
And he got distracted. Wardlow got pulled aside from his old friends, his old colleagues. They definitely this one went off the rails once Shawn Spears came out. But I'll be honest with you, man. I was devastated when Wardlow lost this match, but I almost saw it coming.
I had a feeling.
Where were you at?
No, as much as we want to see Wardlow win, yes. Just AEW is not known for doing those tchotchke quick title changes, which I love. And so after him calling out MJF and doing that absolute killer promo last week on Dynamite, it was like so clear to me, like MJF has got to cost him. He's going to cost him, even though Lambert and all his schmucks are, ringside. MJF had to come. He's not going to go 2 weeks without showing his face after getting, bad mouth. So
you're right.
I was ready to change my passport to a resident of Wardlow's world. I was ready to have my passport changed. And
I like
now
it.
It's back in the waiting booth right there. But the time will come, and we're going to get our passports changed to being a citizen of Wardlow's world very soon, because this guy, once he tears MJF's limb from limb and gives him the Powerbomb Symphony and Shawn Spears 10 Powerbomb Symphonies, we'll be ready for that full-on push. And I think the ultimate payoff is more of putting MJF out to pasture versus getting the belt. Obviously, gold around Wardlow's waist is going to be and would be awesome, but I think the ultimate payoff for us fans is to have Wardlow just terrorize and destroy MJF, because
I hear you.
That needs to happen regardless. And if he's going to start with Shawn Spears,
and a big win over MJF in the current landscape of AEW is, in a lot of ways, it's just as important as a title shot. And I know Max is probably out there listening right now,
because he is one of our biggest fans.
He doesn't need his ego stroked anymore, but it feels like a win over MJF is as big of a deal as it gets in AEW. And I don't want to throw that out there lightly. This man has beaten Jericho multiple times. He's beaten CM Punk multiple times. I mean, MJF has been very well protected in AEW. So, for Wardlow to get his hands on Max and destroy him convincingly,
limb from limb.
Because MJF, the losses that he's had have never been like convincing, dominated. He's never gotten dominated before. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And I feel like
Brody lead.
Exactly. If Wardlow just goes out there and absolutely decimates him,
no offense,
send a huge message. It would make the crowd go crazy.
Yes.
It was cool hearing the crowd tonight, man. Wardlow, the crowd,
they were all
about for Wardlow tonight. I think that AEW's done a nice job slowly building this big man to feel like he's just on the precipice of breaking out in a huge way. And I'm dying for it. I've been wanting him to break out since we saw the man on screen. He just has it, folks. He just has it. TNT belt would have looked great around his waist, but America's top team, the antics of America's top team, they have more up their sleeve. And although I'm slow to come around to Scorpio Sky as the TNT champion, I do love what I'm seeing out of America's Top Team. I do
Yeah,
think that they have something as a group dynamic. Dan Lambert
sure.
is hilarious.
He's wearing a freaking belt.
I think Paige Van Zant is might have something with her if they can continue to make her feel like she's a special attraction. I
You're
think that
right.
she could eventually transition into the women's division as a star herself. But regardless, this one was more about the MJF Wardlow
Yep.
relationship than the actual title shot in the end, was it not?
It was completely agree, and we're gonna get that, and it's gonna be 1 week at a time. It's gonna be a lot of cat and mouse chasing, kind of like a little bit of that CM Punk cat and mouse chasing, and
Yep.
and man, it's gonna be so worth it. Please build this to the
Let
pay
it
per
be a
view
big
or anything.
deal.
Honestly, maybe unpopular opinion, I prefer non pay per view big matches versus pay per view big matches because AEW's pay per views are fantastic. They're A
But
plus.
they're
Revolution was A
so
plus in my opinion,
jammed.
A plus.
Yep.
But so many things can kind of get lost in the shuffle, not in a bad way, but just like there's just so much, same like with this DMD Thunder Rosa stuff. Like I was so happy that they were on the pay per view and a great title match, but it wasn't their time to shine. And tonight
Agreed.
they shined tenfolds more than they would have at the pay per view. If this match was at the pay per view, it could have stole the show in this sense, but still give them the spotlight they deserve that they get. And I think we should get that out of Wardlow as well. Main eventing a Dynamite, just putting out MJF to pasture for sure.
I'm with you.